market. Minister Hayward will speak to the continued effort of his ministry to support, train, and guide to our workforce. As it relates to the 2020 Labor Force Survey, the report contains selected indicators of the labor force and economically inactive population. As a note, the last labor force survey was conducted in November 2019, and the latest report statistics are indicators that have been captured from May 2019, November to November 2020. The term labor force refers to those persons of working age who were 16 years or older during the survey reference timeframe and were either gainfully employed, the working population, or available and looking for work, the unemployed population. Last year was a particularly difficult year where many businesses, employers, and employees were affected by the challenges in our economy and labor force due to the pandemic. So it is important to understand and appreciate the context and background as we review and assess these statistics. As it stands, key highlights from November 2020 Labor Force Survey report are as follows. The labor force stood at 36,387 persons. The working population reached 33,496 persons. Among the working population, 4,977 persons were underemployed. The employment rate stood at 76.6%. The average worked hours per week was 40.2. The number of unemployed persons stood at 2,891. The unemployment rate was 7.9%. The unemployment rate for Bermudians were 9.6%. The economically inactive population was 17,864 persons. They were mainly seniors. It should be noted that the unemployment rate has been dropping, as you see from the graph, since 2014. Lastly, I wish to stress that this government remains committed to investing in our people, encouraging small business development, and growing our economy, despite the challenges that we face. In closing, I want to say thank you to all those who took part and completed this survey when contacted by interviewers. The 2020 Labor Survey can be downloaded from www.gov.bm, and the public is advised to read the technical note and the concepts and definitions on pages 3 through 6 prior to reviewing the data. Thank you, and at this time I'd like to turn to Minister Hayward.
Thank you, Minister Furbert, and good day to the members of the media and the listening public. It is evidently clear that prior to the pandemic, Bermuda's labor market was trending in a positive direction, with an increase in jobs and a decline in unemployment. However, the labor force survey results provide a clear indication of the current challenges faced within our workforce. The Ministry of Labor is responding by implementing effective policy solutions that address the unanticipated social and economic challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. The ministry has established policies and initiatives that will foster the expansion of jobs and economic growth within our economy. The public is aware of the National Reemployment Strategic Plan, which is part of the government's mandate to address the number of Bermudians finding themselves unemployed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In September 2020, I pledged to the people of Bermuda that we will do all that we can to provide education, training, career development, and employment opportunities to prepare Bermudians to re-enter the workforce as we move beyond the pandemic. As highlighted in the House of Assembly, significant progress has been made as a result of Phase 1 of the strategy. As of June 18th, 13 new training, career development, and employment programs were successfully delivered. Over 650 persons participated in the various face-to-face, on-the-job, online, virtual learning, webinars, internships, apprenticeships, and trainee programs. Approximately 70 individuals have received part-time or full-time employment due to these training initiatives. Since November 2020, the number of unemployed Bermudians that have received employment opportunities through the Department of Workforce Development's job board referral process is 388. As we look to the future and aim to further increase employment numbers, Phase 2 of the National Reemployment Strategic Plan will build upon the progress made, focusing on training, reskilling, upskilling, and utilizing the transferable skills of unemployed Bermudians. This strategy has proven to be successful thus far. It will continue to help unemployed Bermudians become better equipped to take advantage of opportunities that exist in specific restricted and closed job categories. This industry-driven initiative will put even more focus on connecting training with employment opportunities in high-demand occupations required now and into the future. To this end, the following initiatives are currently in place. The Economic Stimulus Jobs Initiative. This joint initiative with the Department of Works and Engineering has 9 companies expressing their interest in employing Bermudians as apprentices, trainees, and experienced trade persons. The objective is to provide 20 job opportunities to unemployed individuals. Industry-driven network partnerships. The Department of Workforce Development will continue to forge partnerships with industry and HR professionals to broaden the range of on-the-job training, internships, virtual learning webinars, and online career development and training programs. Training and development programs. The department plans to expand its current vocational and technical programs to include new short and long-term certificate programs to increase employment opportunities with on-the-job internships and experience for unskilled and semi-skilled Bermudians. Employer and industry engagement. The department will continue to collaborate and consult with key industry stakeholders to discuss their specific employment needs and requirements for small, medium, and large businesses. To that end, I am happy to announce that recently the Chamber of Commerce agreed to form a subcommittee to work directly with the ministry on strategies to reemploy Bermudians. I can report that through the public appeal to unemployed Bermudians, over 270 candidates have registered interest on the Bermuda Job Board. The department will follow a 3-step process in this regard. Number 1, it will assess all candidates. Number 2, it will refer suitable candidates to employers for potential employment opportunities. And number 3, it will provide the support needed to assist candidates in achieving their employment goals, including resume development, interview skills, and coaching in other areas. The government remains committed to preparing Bermudians for job opportunities and connecting them with employers where possible. The government will continue to take timely and decisive action to restore consumer and business confidence to stimulate our economy, which in turn will create a clear path to growth and employment. A robust economy with an increase in jobs is a vital component to getting Bermudians back to work. To that end, the ministry continues its work towards implementing its policy objectives in alignment with the National Economic Recovery Plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Ministers. Do we have any questions at all for our ministers this afternoon? Sarah from the Royal Gazette, if you can make your way to the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a goal in mind to reduce the unemployment rate to a certain percentage by a certain time? And could you share, if so, what is that goal?
We've had preliminary discussions within the Ministry of Labor, and what we want to see is a restoration of the number of working Bermudians back over the 3,600 benchmark. I believe at that particular rate, we saw unemployment levels that were actually desirable. But certainly, 9% unemployment for Bermudians is alarming and a trend that it is too high. And so we want to work to reduce that to a suitable level.
Okay. Have any discussions been had on the moratorium on the work permits in certain categories?
Certainly, we have been having ongoing discussions in the ministry regarding the moratorium. We have seen where the policy has been extremely effective. We have had further conversations with the Chamber of Commerce where they desired a number of categories to be opened up where they found a shortage of employment. Certainly, we will take that into consideration when we look to revise the policy at the end of July.
End of July. Okay. Is there any more insight you can give as to which categories they are at this stage?
At this stage, there's been no firm commitment to open up any closed or restricted job categories.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions?
Right. Members of the media, thank you for joining us today. That concludes today's press briefing.